I am so pumped. You guys have no idea. I am excited. I am pumped. This is a great feeling. Okay, so let me just get right to it. Last week I kind of shared a little story about a loan that we were working on. So last year, this program actually came out a couple years ago. It's called the Cal Halfa Dream for All program. The Dream for All program actually came out last year. I'll take that back. So it came out in 2024. But last year, a client had contacted me, and she was a first-time home buyer, first-generation home buyer, meaning her parents had not owned a home. Nobody in her family had owned a home. And she called me about this program that Cal Halfa has where if you're a first-generation, first-time home buyer, you can receive up to 20% in down payment assistance. It's a shared appreciation program, so the lender will partake in the equity gains that the property sees over time. And for that, they give you the 20% down payment assistance, so you can get a really attractive interest rate. You have no PMI. And you're putting a massive amount towards the down payment, which brings the payment really low. So it's the first of its kind loan program, and it came out last year. And one of my clients had contacted me and said, "Hey, I would love to buy. I would love to try to qualify for this program and see what we can do, right? See if they'll even select me, because not everybody can participate in this." There's a bunch of guidelines, a bunch of rules. Again, you have to be a first-time buyer. You have to be a first-generation buyer, which means your parents could not have owned a home. You have to have certain income requirements, certain credit requirements. There's just all kinds of stuff requirements you need to meet in order to be eligible for this program. And then, once you're eligible, you have to apply for it. And then once you apply for it, you have to be selected to get it. They only give out so many vouchers. It was like somewhere around 2,000 vouchers, okay? So there was tens of thousands of people. I mean, actually, I think it could even have been 100,000 people that had applied for this, okay? But they only give out a couple thousand vouchers. There's only so much money that a borrower can receive. So 2 years ago, when the first Cal Halfa program came out, not the Dream for All, but the first one came out, I had a bunch of people apply for it, and nobody had received the voucher, or the golden ticket is what we called it. So last year, I had 4 or 5 people contact me and say that they wanted to, see if they could get the golden ticket, get the voucher. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. So my client, like I said, we did all the paperwork. We helped her out. We submitted everything, turned it in, and months went by, and she wasn't selected. She was actually on the wait list. She was like, when she finally got a notification, she was like, I'm number 400 on the wait list, right? So time went on, and we got a notification that her voucher was, hold on, I take a step back. Sorry, I've been working on this file for a year and a half. So she was 400 on the list, and then some time went by, and then she got down to 200, and then 100, and then she contacted me. She was like, I got a notice that I'm number 10, and this was late last year. She's like, I'm number 10 on the waiting list, and then she contacted me. It was a couple weeks later. She's like, I'm number 1 on the wait list. So then eventually she got her voucher. So she was selected. They said, okay, here's your voucher. You have 120 days to go find a house, okay? And you have to enter into escrow within 120 days. So she immediately went out and started shopping, and she couldn't find anything. She was priced out of the market. Rates had kind of went up a little bit. So she had won this golden ticket, this golden voucher. She had 120 days to take advantage of this, and she couldn't find anything. So Cal Halfa is not typically cool on extending these vouchers, but through a little phone calling, a little elbow rubbing, we were able to get her voucher actually extended. she got more time. She basically got another 120 days. So she went out, was able to find a property. We talked to the agent, and this is where I'm going to jump in, and I want to mention and give a shout out to Patricia Serrano. She was the listing agent on this transaction, and she had called me and she was like, hey, it's my understanding, your client wants to buy this house and they're using this Cal Half a Dream for All program. Tell me a little bit about them, make me feel the warm and fuzzy. She's like, because I really want to help them out. I really want them to get this deal. This is important because when you're in real estate, especially in California, everybody knows about this Cal Half a Dream for All program. And Patricia, she just logged on. Patricia went above and beyond. She was like, I want to make this happen for your clients. We have to do this. I mean, this is literally what she told me. She's like, we have to do this. We cannot not let your clients get this property. She's like, because very few people get selected for the Cal Half a Dream for All voucher. And she's like, they were one of the few. And, this is where I got to really give a shout out to her, because not only was she an amazing agent throughout this whole process, but there's so many agents out there, when they see down payment assistance or closing cost assistance, they shy away from it. They think that there's a problem with that buyer, that the buyer doesn't have a good enough credit score, or they don't have the money for the down payment, or it's going to be, a tough deal to get through. And Patricia saw past that. She was like, no, I know this program. These people need this. They, were out of thousands and thousands of people, they were selected. We got to make this happen for them. And she jumped in with both feet. You don't find that a lot with real estate agents. Real estate agents are always, typically looking to cover their butts and looking for the easiest deal. And Patricia, she recognized, due to her experience, she was like, they fit within the scenario, they fit within the guidelines. These are good buyers. She had met the buyers. It was a great family, and she wanted to get this done. And it was refreshing to work with her throughout this transaction. And we entered in escrow. We got the client's offer accepted, and we closed. We closed a couple days after. We were actually supposed to close on Friday. So we, a couple days after, but I just got the notification that it just recorded right now, and I had called the buyer, and I was like, we just recorded. I was like, tell your agent to call Patricia. I was like, go get the keys. I was like, this is your house. I was like, so I'm just excited. Again, I did a video about this last week, and I was like, I'm going to share all the details once this actually records. So here's me just sharing all the details. Again, just being super pumped for our clients. And I don't know. It's just one of those things about our job, right? Where you put in a lot of time and effort. Like I said, I've been working with these clients since last year. So basically a year and a half I've been working with them, hoping and praying that, one, they would get selected, and two, once they did get selected, that they would find a house. And then once we get the house, that we would actually close, because there's so many steps involved when you're buying a home, and especially on a program like this, right? Like everything has to be spot on. So anyways, it was just a year and a half of a lot of hard work and effort. My end, the client's end, and we had an agent, like I said, Patricia Serrano. She was awesome. She let us be a part of this and accepted our client's offer. So very grateful to her, and just grateful to my clients, and just very happy today. I'm very, very happy, because this, above all my other deals, was the deal that I wanted to get done, and just made me feel good, right? This was one of those deals where we feel good. So I just wanted to share that. And Patricia, I know you're watching. We did do it, and thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, for taking a chance on me, taking a chance on the client, and having faith in the process, and just recognizing how important this was. So thank you so much. You were a great agent. It was fantastic to work with you, and I look forward to doing it again. Take care, everybody. I hope everybody has a great day. Bye, Patricia.